And it's time to go racing again. Emirates Team New Zealand, Rossa, Prada, Pirelli.
That's pretty slow.
25 to the start.
And you're there.
All good.
Just start now.
This down as well. 19.
Big push, boys.
They're starting to come hard now. Yeah, big push here, guys.
Happening. And big border.
One border.
13. All good on the back.
10 seconds to go for race 2. Who gets the start?
Start touching. Racing.
Touch it. Find them right.
Both boats beautifully timed to the start, but it's Emirates Team New Zealand with their nose in front. Race 2 of the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta. What a start!
Yeah, fantastic start there, both boats. I think Emirates Team New Zealand there executed that a little better than Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, and they'll be wanting to stay in touch with Rossa, Prada, Pirelli here as they head across. They'll be wanting to not give them too much gauge and make them pay. Use that small advantage to really make them pay on this next intersection over the next minute or so.
Let's go to Peter Lester on Chase Zero, our hydrogen zero emission boat. Pete, what did you make at the start?
Well, different venue, but same game as what we saw in Auckland, of course, in 2021. And Jimmy Spittle against Peter Burling, that's first class, that's the first division. But lovely start by both boats. I give a slight advantage to Emirates Team New Zealand as we're coming up to the first cross.
One more down. Slowest turn.
Button. Just on the bottom of one.
Rossa, Prada, Pirelli having to tack away there. There was no way they were going to be able to live there. So really, really tight racing there. It'll be interesting to see how far Emirates Team New Zealand let them go here. Not too far by the looks of that early tack. So they'll be wanting to keep really, really tight and try and maintain that advantage over Rossa, Prada, Pirelli all the way up this beat as they tack back and try and go bow on bow.
Wind looks good in that right-hand side. The wind field telling us that there's more pressure right where the Italians are.
Oh, hang on!
Oh, no!
Mistake by Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. How costly will that be?
Could be a possible shutdown of the boat there for those guys. Not sure what's going on there. We'll try and listen.
Yeah, you got nothing.
Maybe the boat is back here, guys.
Hey, let's try and go, Jim.
Just try and get a replay on this now. Just having a look, coming out of the tack. Yeah, they've said they've lost the boat, so that will be a systems failure on the boat, which is a real shame for Rossa, Prada, Pirelli at this point of the proceedings. You can just see there, they've lost the boat. Rudder's basically gone full negative and just forced the bow of the boat into the water, so they've had to actually do a full shutdown there and ease everything off. So real shame there for Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Hopefully we'll get some more information in time to come.
Glenn, just explain, what does that mean? You've lost the boat. It's the computer or the power or everything?
Yeah, look, basically it'll be a system shutdown on the boat, so the computer basically will shut down, so all functionality on board the yacht that's controlling the foils and the sails will generally shut down. So sometimes you can lose little things, but this sounds like the whole boat has actually gone into a shutdown mode, so it's a bit of a shame. You can hear Jimmy Spittle saying there they've got the boat back, so it's obviously rebooted, and unfortunately they'll be out of the race from here.
Checked out.
So there's a good sign for fans of Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. The silver bullet is back up and going after what you have described potentially as a systems issue, Glenn.
Yeah, look, these things happen, and you know, in early days of racing, you know, you're implementing new systems and you're still working through. So although, you know, Rossa, Prada, Pirelli will be very, very disappointed with that, I'm sure they'll be working through it. They're a very, very experienced team, a lot of really, really clever, good people that are very, very experienced. So disappointing for the team, but I'm sure they'll work through it, and we'll be seeing them fighting hard as we go forwards for sure.
Emirates Team New Zealand, they will not be pushing this boat any harder than they need to now. Just take Taihoru quietly through the rest of the race, being mindful, of course, that they want to pick up the 1 point as well in the preliminary regatta standings. So Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli rounding the bottom mark for the first time after their systems failure, but they're up and going, and they'll want to figure it out as they continue on.
Can you open the comms with the boat? There's an issue. You want to stop the boat, please?
Well, that was
Italy. Can you please confirm that you have retired so that we can open up the comms?
Race committee. Italy, we've retired.
So
Thanks for that, Italy. Race committee copies.
Confirmation that Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli have pulled the pin on race number 2 in this Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta. Real shame, because you got to say, even in the early stages of that race, it was game on. You saw something, didn't you? I mean, let's be honest, there was something there.
Yeah, it was so exciting, wasn't it, for the first few minutes when there was 20 metres behind them. I mean, what is that, like a second or something? Nothing between them. But a very sensible approach. They need to preserve the asset, look after it, and they were worried, we heard on the onboard comms, they were worried about the bearaways. So, you know, safety.
Emirates Team New Zealand completing the halfway mark, heading on the downwind leg, but they'll be safe in the knowledge they've picked up the 1 point in race number 2 of this Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta. Look, cyclos, yeah, we're still going. We're just going to keep grinding out, and the amount of work they have to do constantly is ridiculous.
You know, we saw the dual helm position on Luna Rossa in the last Cup in New Zealand, but now they have all adopted it. And just look there, I mean, how do they even see where they're going? There is a tiny bit of helmet sticking over the top. Really difficult visibility.
Yeah, the cyclors obviously having a screen in front of them there. They're not just looking at the floor. There's plenty of information down there, screens, buttons. They've actually got, it's funny, everyone thinks they're just pedaling, but they're not. They've actually got a lot of gear changing to do, pump management, oil pressure management. The list goes on and on.
Let's go on to Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Francesco Bruni is waiting for us. Hi, Francesco. Yeah, it's a tough start to the day, isn't it?
Can you guys hear me fine?
Francesco, that's a tough start for the day, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately.
Echo, can you hear the broadcast on your comms?
Yeah, it's a very hard start the day like this, but luckily that's why we have these preliminary events. Yeah.
Francesco, you said you lost the boat. Can you tell us exactly what happened?
Can you guys hear me fine?
Yes, mate. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it must have been an electrical issue. I'm 99% sure it was an electrical problem. Basically, we had no functions on the boat working for something like 20 seconds after the tug. So, yeah, it was not ideal. A little bit scary as well when you have zero control of the boat. Luckily, it happened in a moment where we could get control again. It was not a better way or around that, but yeah, not ideal.
All right, mate, we'll leave you alone, but we look forward to seeing you up against Orient Express Racing in the last race of the day. Confirmation, winner race 2, Emirates Team New Zealand. That's come from our race management committee, so they get the 1 point, the all-important 1 point. Remember, they race each other once, and then the top 2 on the last day will face off in the match race final to win the Louis Vuitton preliminary regatta here in Barcelona.